So, Laurie, something a little bit different for us today. A green spot. Now, we've had some Irish whiskey a long time ago, and some really interesting old Irish whiskey. This is something that I've seen in bars and restaurants for a long time, and I don't think I've ever actually tried it.
I think I've had it. I can't remember if it's yellow or green.
I remember having the yellow, which was loads of different wine casks, I believe. But tell me about that kind of spot system. Why would people know this?
Yeah, so this range of whiskies has a whole bunch of different colours, and the story originates from the sort of warehouse keepers. So they would keep tabs on the age of the whiskey in different casks by splodging a bit of paint on the side.
Okay.
So green, I think, was for those which were 10 years and up.
All right.
Yellow spot was 12 years and up. Blue was 7 and up. Red was 15 and up.
Okay. So is it kind of tier system like the Johnny Walkers, like the...
Yeah, I think it's very much not a copycat of Johnny Walker, but it's maybe a homage.
That's a good way to see the brand and do a range, 'cause it's very memorable.
Yeah.
This whiskey here is an Irish single pot still whiskey, bottled at 40%.
Yep.
So we're also thinking it's going to be pretty soft.
Yeah.
Compared to some of the stuff we normally have, for people that don't know much of the difference between Scotch and Irish, this will be distilled 3 times, meaning, again, generally it's a bit softer.
Yep.
And 40% is the legal minimum strength, which we always mention. We'll get quite cross when something's all watered down.
Angry, like they've stolen whiskey from me.
Literally, you've stolen. If I get to add the water, I'm still having the product. But if you water it down for me, you have stolen from me.
Yeah. My experience with these different coloured spots has always been very positive.
Yeah.
I think, being from Scotland, being immersed in Scotch whiskey, it is easy to be kind of a bit patronising and condescending towards Irish whiskey and just assume that it's all like Jameson's and it's all, smooth and nondescript. And
because the generalisation is that for core range products in Ireland, they are generally lower ABV and more suited for like a sipping dram.
Yeah.
You maybe wouldn't... Most people drinking green spot probably wouldn't be doing this. Sitting, smelling, judging the way that we do it with
I think you might be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah?
I think this is kind of in the same league as Redbreast.
Okay.
Which is a whiskey that you've had a few times and have been quite impressed with.
Every time I try Irish whiskey, I do get slightly bothered with myself because I really like it.
And you're a big fan of bourbon as well, which
is softer, smoother and sweeter.
Yeah.
And this is definitely, Irish whiskey as a category to me, is definitely more complex than most of the American or Canadian whiskies I've had, which are sweet and smooth and you don't really have to think about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I sometimes feel that I'm missing complexities that I find in Scotch whiskey and Irish whiskies.
Yeah, there's definitely a narrower spectrum of flavour with Irish whiskey, I would say.
But let's have a little taste.
I'm feeling very good about this.
I think it's going to be very, very easy drinking, almost to its detriment.
Okay.
But I understand that a lot of people watching this will go, there's nothing wrong with smooth.
Yeah. Smooth is, I don't know, it's almost a dirty word, I think, when you work in whiskey, if you describe whiskey as smooth. But for most people, that's what they're looking for. Something that's not harsh, something that's not burny.
So it's approachable. What do you think of the nose straight away?
I think that's lovely. Very fresh, green apples.
There is actually a good bit of
reminds me, maybe because it's green. It's all on the head.
The green apples and pears, is it?
Yeah. Reminds me a lot of, I don't know, smells like heavier bodied, like a Glenfiddich or Glenlivet. I think if somebody gave that to me and said, this is a Speyside single malt, I'd believe them.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
I don't hate that cut, but I think Glenfiddich 12's nose would stand out compared to this. I do.
Okay.
Might be juicier and fruitier.
A bit better.
Yeah. I think it smells good. It smells like whiskey. Would I be able to say, oh, that's an Irish whiskey? No way. But
I think that's a heck of a lot more complex than Jameson's, which for most people is what they think of when they think of Irish whiskey.
I actually really like the front of the palate. It is sweet, a touch of spice. a very, very short finish, which I think is the easy thing to criticise of Irish
It's
whiskey.
not as good as the yellow spot.
Okay.
Which I think actually gave you
Yeah, I've had
in
it
a
before.
pub once.
And I remember being like...
And you were like, this is like Glengoyne 25.
Yeah, that's what we had... I'm not sure if it was that far. But we had the yellow spot in Glasgow, I think. And I was like, that's the favourite... I think it was my favourite whiskey on the table.
Yeah.
It was only non-Scotch. This is really approachable. A great thing to get somebody who's maybe getting into whiskey,
It's pleasant.
wanting to move into Irish whiskey. It's so short on the back, but it smells nice, it tastes nice, and then it disappears.
It's got a good weight to it, and it's got a nice mouthfeel.
For some people, they would like that. The fact that it's not got a long, lingering finish.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's a nice series. It's nicely presented.
I like the concept. I really do like the concept.
I had a few months where I wanted to collect, because there's also a gold spot as well. So I was like, I'm going to collect the whole set. And I bought them on like Amazon and Tesco, and I was like, I'm wasting my time. Like, these are never going to be worth anything.
They've seen you coming. Purple spot was due out next month.
Yeah. Joseph in his Technicolor spot.
Exactly.
Yeah. But they're all good, but none of them are gonna.
I feel it would be a lot better at a slightly higher ABV, but I think that's because I'm coming from a Scotch whisky drinking perspective, and that this is not designed for me. This is designed for somebody who can come in and drink that all day.
Yeah.
And we could definitely do that. It's very pleasant.
Somebody said, I'd like a whiskey, please.
Yeah.
Here's a whiskey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whiskey with an E. Perfect example.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing it.
Nothing wrong with it. Pretty good.
It's decent. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Bevvy content. We want to hear what you think, your best whiskey experiences, the whiskies you want to try. It's a really exciting journey we're on, so make sure to join us. Download the Bevvy app on Google Play and App Store to keep track of your whiskey journey, connect with your whiskey friends, keep track of your favourites, anything you could ever want to do with whiskey, all in one place. It's the definitive whiskey companion.